Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Julie Grant. So we're going to turn our attention now to a new case that we're going to be covering for you out of New Jersey. This one involving a 54-year-old former U.S. Olympic equestrian. His name's Michael Barisone. Maybe you've heard of him. He also was a coach after retiring, and he's been charged now with 2 counts of attempted murder after a woman was discovered with multiple gunshot wounds at his equestrian training facility. Her boyfriend is also said to have been injured in this incident. We want to bring in Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter with the details on this one. Chanley, what can you tell us?
Well, this is definitely a fascinating case, Julie. This is about a man, of course, he owned this equestrian farm, had a student and a tenant living there with her fiance, and now he's charged with attempting to murder her and her fiance. And this is day 2 of the trial. He's facing 2 counts of attempted murder and, of course, a count of a weapons charge ×2 here for having a weapon unlawfully, and maximum up to life in prison. So essentially what we learned from opening statements yesterday is that the victim, Lauren Kanarek, called 911 and said that she had been shot by Michael Barisone, and police arrived and found her fiance, Rob Goodman, the other alleged victim in this case, on top of Barisone, holding him down. Allegedly, Barisone tried to shoot Goodman as well during this altercation, but missed him. So that's one of the attempted murder charges. And they, of course, arrested him. Now, there are 2 sides to every story. As you know, what we're hearing in testimony is that there was so much buildup, issues between this landlord, Barisone, and the tenants there. They weren't getting along, threats back and forth. That's what ultimately, allegedly, led to this. And of course, the jury was selected. Just to mention, the jury is 16, 13 men, 3 women are hearing this case. And again, day 2, on the stand right now, the girlfriend of Barisone testifying.
Is she a witness to it, Chanley?
She was not a witness to it. She's someone that's helping the prosecution sort of build the why, the background between the parties. Currently, she's talking about alleged social media post by Lauren Kanarek, one of the victims in this case, that she was posting about Barisone online, about his reputation and who he was and these issues. And of course, she's also talking about the attempts to evict the victims from this property. Allegedly, they wouldn't leave. It's just a lot of drama going on here that ultimately culminated in what this prosecution is saying is an attempted murder.
Yeah, so what I'm understanding is, so this Lauren Kanarek is the alleged victim, and her fiance, Robert Goodwin. They were living there as tenants, and he was trying to get rid of them, trying to evict them. And he's claiming that they were making his life miserable.
Yes.
Is that right?
Destroying his reputation, putting things on social media and the internet that were not true. And interesting here, Julie, he has a defense, a 2-sided defense of self-defense, he's claiming, and then also insanity. So what this jury learned yesterday was about his mental health history, that he was someone that maybe on the surface seemed like he had it all together. He had this equestrian farm, was training Olympians, but was struggling with a lot of mental anxiety, depression type of issues that these alleged victims just perpetrated more. They targeted that to the point that he reached his breaking point. Also, what we're watching, this is his first appearance in court. See the sling? And I don't know if the camera angle shows, but he also has bruising on the other side of his face. He's claiming that he was severely beaten by Lauren Kanarek and Rob Goodman before he had to fire at them in self-defense. So this is what this reached, and it's just a troubling tale.
Yeah, you can see it there on his cheek, looking right underneath his left eye there. It's more apparent kind of the way he's tilting toward the camera, but I did read that he's saying that he was attacked. And so the shooting, he's saying, is in self-defense, and he's also claiming insanity. Yeah. What exactly is he saying with regards to that?
So he claims, according to defense opening, that these 2 alleged victims mentally abused him and targeted his weak mental health state to the point that he went insane in this moment, had to defend himself. Of course, the prosecution points to the fact that he purchased this gun, Julie, days before, almost as if he intended and was planning some sort of altercation, right? They want to spin it that way. But again, so what we learned, there's going to be a couple of psychologists or psychiatrists that the defense will call to help support this insanity defense. Okay. So again, this is a trial that's going to last several weeks into mid-April, so it'll be interesting to see it all unfold.
Right, definitely. All right. Well, thank you for that preview, Chanley. Thank you so much.